This is going to blow your mind. We pop it, chew it, blow it, gum. This ubiquitous treat is a constant in our lives, from corner stores to checkout lines, but few of us pause to ponder what exactly we're putting in our mouths. What is this pliable, flavourful substance that keeps us company during commutes and idle moments? The answer, as with many things we take for granted, is a journey through time and across continents. It's a tale that stretches from ancient civilizations to modern laboratories, revealing the surprising evolution of a simple pleasure. The story of chewing gum is intertwined with human ingenuity and our connection to the natural world. It's a reminder that even the most commonplace items have a rich history waiting to be unravelled. Over centuries, the ingredients and methods of production have transformed dramatically. This evolution reflects broader shifts in society, from the rise of industrialization to the growing awareness of health and environmental concerns. But as we delve into the fascinating world of chewing gum, one question persists: what exactly is in modern gum? The brightly coloured packaging and artificial flavours offer little clue about the true nature of this ubiquitous treat. Have we strayed too far from the natural origins of chewing gum? Or have scientific advancements allowed us to create a better, safer and more enjoyable chewing experience? Join me now as we embark on a cosmic exploration of chewing gum, from its humble beginnings to its uncertain future. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged and your curiosity piqued as we uncover the truth behind this everyday indulgence. The answers, like a freshly popped bubble, might surprise you. The human urge to chew is primal, deeply rooted in our biology. Long before the advent of modern gum, our ancestors sought solace and stimulation in the natural world. Evidence suggests that humans have been chewing on resinous substances for millennia. These early chewers, driven by instinct and necessity, discovered that certain tree saps offered a unique combination of pliability and flavour. One of the earliest known examples of chewing gum comes from birch bark tar, discovered in archaeological sites dating back to the Stone Age. This sticky substance, derived from heating birch bark, served multiple purposes for our ancestors. It was used as glue, a sealant, and even a primitive form of dental care. The act of chewing on birch bark tar likely helped to clean teeth and freshen breath. As civilizations emerged and spread across the globe, so too did the practice of chewing gum. Ancient Greeks chewed on mastic gum, a resin obtained from the mastic tree. This aromatic substance was prized for its purported medicinal properties and its ability to freshen breath. In the Americas, indigenous cultures had long been familiar with chicle, a natural gum harvested from sapodilla trees. Chicle played a central role in Mayan and Aztec societies, used in rituals, trade, and even as a form of currency. These early forms of chewing gum were more than just a pastime. They provided a connection to nature, a source of comfort, and a means of social bonding. The act of chewing, shared across cultures and generations, speaks to a fundamental human desire for sensory stimulation and oral gratification. Little did these early chewers know that their simple act of chewing would pave the way for a global industry and a modern-day phenomenon. The age of exploration and colonialism brought about unprecedented exchange of goods and ideas between continents. Chewing gum, once confined to specific regions, began its journey across the globe. European explorers, encountering indigenous cultures in the Americas, were introduced to the wonders of chicle. Intrigued by this novel substance, they brought samples back to Europe, sparking curiosity and paving the way for future trade. The 19th century witnessed a surge in interest in chewing gum, particularly in the United States. Chicle, imported from Central America, became a sought-after commodity. Entrepreneurs and inventors recognized the commercial potential of this natural gum, experimenting with ways to refine and market it to a wider audience. Early attempts at commercial chewing gum often involved simple ingredients, such as paraffin wax and flavorings, combined with chicle to create a chewable product. The invention of chewing gum as we know it today is often credited to Thomas Adams, a New York inventor. In the 1870s, Adams acquired a large quantity of chicle, intending to use it as a substitute for rubber. His initial attempts to vulcanize chicle proved unsuccessful, but he noticed that people enjoyed chewing on the pliable substance. Seizing the opportunity, Adams launched the first mass-produced chewing gum, Adams New York No. 1, in 1871. The popularity of chewing gum soared, fueled by innovative marketing tactics and the growing availability of mass-produced gum. Companies experimented with new flavors, packaging and branding, vying for a share of the burgeoning market. Chewing gum became a symbol of modernity, a convenient and affordable treat that transcended social class and geographic boundaries. The rise in demand for chewing gum had profound consequences for the rainforests of Central America, the primary source of chicle. The extraction of chicle, a labor-intensive process, became a significant industry in countries like Mexico and Guatemala. Thousands of workers, known as chicleros, ventured into the dense jungles to harvest the sap of sapodilla trees. The life of a chiclero was arduous and often perilous. They would spend months away from their families, navigating treacherous terrain and braving the elements. Using machetes, they would carefully carve zigzag patterns into the bark of sapodilla trees, allowing the milky sap to flow into collection bags. The collected chicle was then boiled down, moulded into blocks and transported out of the rainforest, ready for processing and transformation into chewing gum. The chicle boom brought both economic opportunity and environmental challenges to the region. While it provided employment and income for many communities, it also led to over-harvesting of sapodilla trees in some areas. The sustainability of chicle extraction became a growing concern, prompting efforts to regulate the industry and promote responsible harvesting practices. The golden age of chicle, however, was short-lived. The mid-20th century witnessed a dramatic shift in the chewing gum industry, driven by technological advancements and changing consumer preferences. The development of synthetic gum bases, cheaper and more readily available than natural chicle, marked a turning point in the history of chewing gum. The post-World War II era ushered in an age of innovation and mass production, impacting industries around the world. The chewing gum industry was no exception. Scientists and food technologists, driven by a desire to create a more consistent and cost-effective product, turned their attention to synthetic alternatives to natural chicle. The development of synthetic gum bases, primarily derived from petroleum products, revolutionized the chewing gum industry. These synthetic bases offered several advantages over natural chicle. They were cheaper to produce, readily available, and provided a more consistent texture and flavor. Manufacturers could now create chewing gum with a wider range of flavors, colors and properties, catering to evolving consumer preferences. The shift from natural chicle to synthetic gum bases was swift and transformative. By the 1960s, the majority of commercially produced chewing gum utilized synthetic bases. This transition marked a departure from the traditional labor-intensive methods of chicle extraction, ushering in a new era of mass production and global distribution. Chewing gum became increasingly affordable and accessible, solidifying its place as a ubiquitous consumer product. While the advent of synthetic gum bases brought about greater efficiency and affordability, it also raised questions about the long-term health and environmental impacts of these new ingredients. The use of petroleum-derived products in food, while tightly regulated, sparked debate and concern among some consumers and environmental advocates. The quest for the perfect chewing gum, it seemed, came with its own set of challenges and compromises. What exactly goes into a stick of modern chewing gum? The answer, it turns out, is a complex cocktail of ingredients, carefully engineered to deliver a specific taste, texture, and chewing experience. While the exact formulations vary depending on the brand and type of gum, there are some common components that form the foundation of this ubiquitous treat. At the heart of every piece of gum lies the gum base, the non-edible, chewy foundation that provides structure and elasticity. As we've explored, modern gum bases are primarily synthetic, composed of polymers, resins and waxes derived from petroleum products. These ingredients are carefully blended to achieve the desired chewability, firmness and resistance to melting. To make the gum base palatable, a symphony of sweeteners, flavorings and softeners are added to the mix. Sweeteners such as sugar, corn syrup or artificial sweeteners like aspartame provide the characteristic sweetness of chewing gum. Flavorings, both natural and artificial, are used to create the wide array of flavors we associate with gum, from classic mint and fruit flavors to more exotic options. Softeners such as glycerin or lecithin are added to improve the texture and prevent the gum from becoming too hard or brittle. These ingredients help to maintain the moisture content of the gum, ensuring a pleasant chewing experience. Finally, colorings, often artificial, are used to enhance the visual appeal of the gum, adding to its allure and marketability.